Thero Saranai, Dhammajiva Hamduro.
I need to unmute. Hello. I was still muted. So let me welcome you here again on our second day of the Dhamma sessions and question and answer sessions. I would like to double check if the questions and answers could be just in English or if anybody needs a translation, because we might have some new people joining in, because the good news about this online session is spreading out and some new people might have joined. So is there anybody who would need a translation to Slovak, or could we stay in English in this session? Okay, it seems we are all fine. It's good. And it is very interesting also these questions and answers. So I decided to record it as well, because these are very practical meditation questions, and that's also very useful for people to listen to. So if nobody minds, this is also going to be recorded and it will be put on our YouTube channel that we created this year. Good, thank you very much. So welcome, Bante, and we can maybe open it for the first question, or would you like to say?
I would like to thank Jan, because Jan is doing a good job translating yesterday, no hitch, very smoothly, and he claimed that he is not meditating, so I asked my doubt at the beginning. But towards the end of the session, I found, oh, man is good, on toes. You have to be on the ball. Thank you, Jan. We are going to start.
Thank you, Bante. You know how it is with meditation. It's an experience. It stays. Even though I'm not on an intensive retreat now, it stays. And thanks to this, I did actually sit this morning, which I'm trying to do any day of my life, but today I was much more motivated, and I woke up at 5 to really have a good sitting in the morning.
Okay, we are proceeding.
So if people have questions regarding meditations, we are here for you. You can either raise your hand, or you can write it in a chat, or you can just unmute yourselves and place the question.
So in my meditation, I have, when I sit, mostly lots of disturbances, like pressures in and around my head and face area. And I feel like a passive aggressivity or a kind of a constant annoyance towards it, because it's going on for a long time, I think over years, and I kind of just developed a passive aggressivity towards it. And I don't know what to do with it. If I just sit with it, or I don't know how to deal with that.
So when such a discomfort, such a irritable thing happen, do you think the mindfulness increasing, or it is disturbing mindfulness? Is it helpful for you to be mindful, very diligent and very vigilant, or you become not diligent?
I feel like I don't become diligent, it's just disturbing.
I think the opposite is the truth. When the distraction is there, when the disturbance is there, you are more mindful. You are more put to the point. You are here and now. The distraction attracts you, rather than no distraction. So when such a thing happen, take it as under your very nose. You can't, even if you wish, you cannot be unmindful upon the distraction. So therefore distraction is a quick attention. That is a sign of diligence. It's a sign of vigilance. So don't try to avoid it. Just consider this as a blessing in disguise, and just try to be with it. In the sense, even if it is a hateful thing, don't hate it. Just consider this as a part and parcel of your life. Then mindfulness will be double-fold. Mindfulness will be boost dose. Okay. So that is my simple answer for this kind of question.
Okay, thank you, Bhante.
Welcome, Oliver.
I see Ursula has raised her hand. So would you like to ask a question, Ursula? Yes, okay.
I would like to, hello. I would like to share something regarding to the report before, because I had this problem too, and I'm just starting this retreat one week earlier, so I'm sitting already for 6 days, and I just had this. I just so this for me too. This pressure in the head and the annoying feeling, and what I came out with was that it is that way when I'm too demanding in my thoughts in terms of wanting to progress or wanting to want anything from this meditation. Then the pressure in the head and something like this is starting. So maybe it's maybe helpful to let go this demanding approach to meditation. For me, it was helpful. I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Yeah, I think last time also we discussed this. Whenever the mindfulness or a character-like mindfulness, the vigilance or diligence sets in, it develops kind of a change in your life, change in your mentality. First and foremost thing is irritation. Rather than you are unmindful and just with the floating mind, wobbling mind, no irritation. Whenever you try to put into the present moment, the irritation is the first and foremost thing. So when I first read Ouspensky talking about Gurdjieff mentioned there are 4 things come into face-to-face with you whenever you try to set some norms, set some restraint, like mindfulness. First thing is irritation. The second thing is the fault finding with others. You become more towards finding fault with others. The third point they pointed out was self-criticism. You are very critical about yourself. Whenever you feel set norms like mindfulness or present moment or be in the present moment. The last one is to become very pedantic. You expect everything to be perfect. Anything goes wrong. For example, when you are in household life, people will slam the door. While they are washing the dishes, it may be very clumsy. But in meditation, you don't accept it. You expect everyone to be work to rule and no mistake like. So these are all 4 negative things from the normal point of view. But these are very clear, very positive signs. The mindfulness is on toes. It is the start to set in. So therefore, when you are reporting it, some people do not know. So therefore, in the discussion only, or in a question and answer only, we get a chance to look that kind of a situation from a different point of view. So I am repeating, even to the Oliver, I am repeating, whenever the mindfulness sets in, whenever any kind of discipline, any kind of restraint sets in, the irritation, fault finding, self-criticism and the pedantic. So look at it, knowing, now you are more vigilant, now you are more diligent. So the Buddha, if I am to quote from the Buddha, he says, whenever you are about to dress your wound, very bad wound in your leg or hand, first you have to clean it. Once you clean it and open the surface, it is more irritating. It's more painful. But before putting the medicine, you have to clean the surface. So when it is cleaning, it's irritating. So many young children, they don't like it. But elderly people, they know. So that is how, whenever the mindfulness sets in, you have to get the correct interpretation, and not by listening Dhamma talks, not by meditating, not by doing other meritorious deeds, but you have to understand the correct interpretation, correct to put into the proper way. Then you understand, as you mentioned, maybe too much of expectations, but this is also, if you put into the correct perspective, you are progressing, you are advancing. I hope you understand it. Jan, do you understand?
Yes, I do. I like it. I have to say that I also had this problem with headaches.
What are the 4 factors? What are the 4 points I raised? I am questioning you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I am sacking you from Yauri.
Oh, horrors of horrors. The 4 factors were. Oh, I'm not going to be able to repeat it. I know. What was it? It was
irritation.
That we are.
Irritation first. Irritation. You feel it is. Second thing is fault finding with others, and the third one is self-criticism.
And what is this fault? This one
others
I don't
fault.
understand. Fault.
You find others are doing mistakes. That is why you can't meditate.
Finding the faults in others, finding the mistakes in others. Okay.
And the third thing is you find yourself bad. Self-criticism.
And the 4th one was the perfection.
Expect perfection everywhere.
Perfection was the 4th one. Yeah, that one resonates with me the most.
So write it in your desk. You have to put a slip under your desk, the working table.
Okay. Yeah, if I would be translating, it would be already written. But now I'm just listening. Any more questions, maybe?
Claudia, you understand? No, she disappeared.
Yeah, I see her here, but I don't know if she's really listening or just online.
Hello, may I have a question or sharing, Claudia?
Claudia, do you understand what 4 points I raised?
I actually joined a little bit later. I apologize. Only now I'm connecting right now. But I have heard your summary. So it's irritation, finding guilt or fault with others, self-criticism, and perfectionism.
Pedantic. They call pedantic.
Yes. Okay, pedantic. Yes.
You agree?
But I missed the beginning, so I don't know the factors. These are the main obstacles to the meditation.
No. They are not obstacles. They are good signs that you are mindful. You are a good girl.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's so wonderful.
Yeah, you are.
Because this is... Oh, so I'm progressing.
You German mind with square
we all have these factors.
Good. So it's not only me. Oh, it's very relieving to know. Good.
Yeah, you are with otherwise with the German mind, with the square mind.
Okay. So it's good. But so, if I may give some feedback on yesterday, if possible. Or you want to continue? You have some
No, finished. If you have, you can ask questions.
No, actually, because what I asked yesterday, so my mind already, when I was listening to your answer, I felt very happy, or it was very soothing. I was like, yes, this is what I miss. I don't notice when there is liking or disliking. So then when I continued with the meditation, I tried to see not just whether what is going on is pleasant or unpleasant, but whether there is liking or disliking. And it was very shocking for the mind to see that actually also bodily sensations which are unpleasant, so the mind was aware that they are unpleasant, but still there was liking. And it was very unexpected. So the mind got very interested and started to investigate more. And then this general feeling of the body, like with all these sensations, it just broke down into, it was just like a huge, deep ocean with many, many different bodily sensations. And some of them were pleasant, some of them were unpleasant. And it was changing so fast, and some were very unpleasant, some were little unpleasant. And another group of awareness, or how to say, was that there was this liking and disliking, but it was so much of it, and it was like different, sometimes the pleasant and liking, sometimes pleasant but not disliking. It was very, very confusing. So, but it was starting to be more faint, and the mind couldn't distinguish it anymore. But so I thought that I'm losing the mindfulness, or the. So I decided to go one step back and perceive the general body as such. And then I discovered that the body is so peaceful, and it was just so deeply calm and peaceful. I didn't experience this for many, many years, so it was really very liberating for the mind. And then during the day, also when I was walking up the stairs or doing something else, I was trying to watch the general bodily sensation and what is the main reaction, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant. And I discovered that actually this, like the strong heartbeat or the tension in the body, that I thought it's the anger or the fear. Actually, it's also when there is happiness, or even when I just walk up the stairs. So the bodily sensations they can be connected to any mental state. And when the mind started to see it, it was so very soothing or calming for the mind. And it was really not, then later I was not even able to say that whether it's really unpleasant. I just saw this, the strong heartbeat, or there is some tension, but not much reaction from the mind anymore. So thank you very much for your recommendation yesterday. It was, for me, it was perfect point to the point. So thank you, Bhante.
So I can little go further according to your statement if there are no other questions. Whenever you label the coloration of the feeling, pleasant, unpleasant, you find they are volatile. Pleasant can change into unpleasant, unpleasant can change into the pleasant. And Venerable Dhammajiva in the Chullavedalla Sutta, it says each and every pleasantful feeling disappear with unpleasant. Each and every unpleasant feeling disappear with the pleasant. So then you find another kind of feelings, no pain, no pleasure. First you see the pleasant and soon it become unpleasant. Sometimes you feel unpleasant, soon become pleasant, because each and everything reciprocal. And there are a lot of feelings, you can't label either black or white, or pleasant and unpleasant. They call no pain, no pleasure. And the most important thing, the most enlightening thing is, if you know no pain, no pleasure, it's a pleasure. If you do not know, if you do not recognize no pain, no pleasure, it's a pain. So in meditation, we are supposed to understand most of the time, or 80%, 75%, we are in no pain, no pleasure. But we never consider them. They are ignorant. Only the pleasant and unpleasant prick you, click you. So label it. And one thing is transient nature of the pleasant and unpleasant. It's also very, very transitional, transient. And the other thing is you find a lot of time you are not with, and that is the time you feel bored, you feel monotonous, you feel very, very boring. But if you know the boredom, if you know the monotony, if you know the even situation, simply it is the happiness. That is the simply it is. You are a glad girl or glad boy. It will be a glad game. If possible, before you die, you have to teach at least one person. So that they have to come to the dialogue, they have to come to the discussion and say, as a brother or sister, hey brother, you see, I have so much of tension and frustration and blah, 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 blah. And just ask them to just note it. And just like Claudia, if you coming and opening in front of us, then you can see most of the time, the pleasant and unpleasant recognize with Claudia. When there is no pain, no pleasure, it never recognizes as Claudia. And that is the point where the happiness sets in, happiness lies. So just be in the no pain, no pleasure. Do you agree? Okay. So Jan may translate that later as a separate text for the Slovakian language.
I'm just thinking that maybe we will put subtitles into the recording. Because that might work, just to add subtitles to this, because this is very useful. Bante, may I ask if this recognizing the non-pleasant,
no pain, no pleasure,
neither unpleasant, no pain, no pleasure, is it similar like what you were saying yesterday, that we don't see the things that are under our very nose, so that's why we are so much not mindful, because we always follow the strong objects, like it's the pain or
we just follow
pleasure.
Extremes. We never see the middle.
Yeah, we never see the middle. We follow the extremes. That's also a good statement for the day or for the life.
I don't know whether Jan is having the right to ask questions, because I don't know. Jan never recognized himself as a meditator, but sometimes I hack him, I tease him.
Okay, so more questions from the participants. We have 22 people here.
Yeah.
Where without me and you, it's 20. So 20 questions could be asked.
So Claudia has to write it in German, you have to write it in the Slovakian language, and the English part is recorded.
Yes, we can do that.
Who was our translator last time?
Last time it was this guy who was writing it down into the computer. Do you remember? The computer guy.
Yeah.
He had the laptop and he was writing it down. So we'll see who will come this year. Lukas, yes.
Lukas, yes.
Yes, Lukas. Lukas Chmelik.
Yeah.
So if nobody else has questions, I'm still very wondering whether, but that's what I have observed, but it's very strange to me that even the unpleasant feelings, but there was still liking or grasping to them. It doesn't make much sense. So it's very strange. Why would the mind still stick to the... Because generally when there is something pleasant, of course there is liking and then we want it. And when it's unpleasant, then we don't want it and it's aversion. But what I saw it so clearly that even if it's unpleasant, still there is liking and there is wanting, which is very strange. So it's a bit confusing, because that's why I thought that it's enough just to see pleasant or unpleasant. I didn't pay attention to liking or disliking, only pleasant or unpleasant, but it seems that it's not so easy correlation with it.
So in psychiatry, they have recognized there are two types, masochist and sadistic. Which type you are? Creating play, You mad fellows. And the sadistic means that masochist, I think, creating self-torturing. And sadistic is creating torturing to the other people. You see what a kind of human beings? So sadism is I think, first observed by Mr. Sadist or something like that. And it is masochist is creating suffering to the others. He is very happy to torture others. It's a pleasurable like Hitler or something like that. So these are inside you have a Hitler. Inside you have the self-torturing fellow. So you are not happy to understand it. Unless otherwise you are mindful, you die with all these bad traits. When you are mindful, you evaporate, you rectify them, you throw out, understand. So your friends, your Dhamma friends and true people are very, very necessary to see whether your liking is the same with the friend, whether you are causing suffering to others, you become happy by torturing others. These kind of things, we are all the same. There is no male-female traits in that. Claudia?
Yes. Thank you. Sadhu. Thank you.
So don't torture others, don't torture yourself. Both of them are not belongs to you. But you have the neutral observer status. You can observe them and write something so that others can share, or others may disagree with you. But you are talking something directly under your nose. That is not a book knowledge. Of course, book knowledge is helpful for evidence, reference. But we all are the same. Bloody bad world.
Yes. Okay.
They are called, the Buddha called them as not dukkha, it is called domanassa. Dukkha is bodily inflicting. Domanassa is mind-made. So whatever the happiness, whatever the luxury, whatever the money you earn, still the domanassa can happen. You may be creating mental suffering, and either human beings are the worst rather than animals. They have enough bodily suffering. Poor people, they have enough bodily suffering. But whenever you better off above an average and above average, then you are a master, you are a creator of the mental suffering. So this world cannot be a peace, this cannot be a happy place, because people know how to make suffering out of nothing. So we must make a joke out of that. We must make a novel out of that. We must make a glad game out of that.
Yes, I agree. I will try.
Try, will you? Write it in German and send it to me. I will correct you.
Okay, in German. Wow, I will try.
Yeah, I think here in Europe we are very fond of this domanassa.
Yes.
We have a lot of mental stuff. There is a linguistic question from Zorka: how to spell mind-made suffering in Pali?
Domanassa. D-O-M-A-N-A-S-S-A. Domanassa.
I'm still not able to write it down.
Yes.
Could you please someone write it down?
Yeah, I'm trying to write it. Could you repeat it, Bante? D-O-M-A?
M-A-S-S-A. Double S-A.
Double S. Yeah, Claudia wrote it down. Yeah.
Pronounce, will you? Can you pronounce it?
Domanassa.
Domanassa.
Western.
So you have to compare it with dukkha. Dukkha domanassa. Dukkha means bodily, obvious suffering. Domanassa is mental suffering. This is very, very strong, very strange. And Satipatthana Sutta, the Buddha says, whenever you are developing mindfulness, dukkha domanassa atthagamaya, to get rid of mental and physical suffering. Yan, I found the book from Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi, Anguttara Nikaya, the numerical discourse of the Buddha, and the page number 972.
972.
972.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I got the book. I brought it next to my computer, so I got the 972. It says strength and
Arahantship, and the 75, number 71, 1, that is called suffering, in suffering. Of course, it is 973, page number 973.
Arahantship and suffering. Yes, I got that. The chapter 75.
So I started with the second half yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I thought of start with the pleasure, not with the suffering.
I noticed, and that was also a very, very good idea, because generally there is always a lot of suffering, but now the corona is really creating a lot of depressions and suffering, so it's good to start with the pleasure.
Yeah.
So
I usually avoid suffering part. I only take the pleasure part, and that is why I am becoming the happiest man on the earth. Claudia is on the other side. Claudia is on the other side. She is so wealthy. She is so happy. Got the German birth, and still suffering. Lucky enough, we are friends.
Yeah. It needs to be balanced. We need both of type of people. We need the dukkha people and the pleasure people as well.
But I avoid as much as dukkha people.
But Bhante, yesterday I have decided that I will change the sides. I will come to your side.
No, you are such an adamant, strict lady. You cannot be changed. Claudia is Claudia. Foolish Claudia is foolish Claudia. Never, cannot be wise.
Okay, so I will just give up, Claudia.
Try will you. It's a hard job.
Yes, I know.
You have to put into a mill and make atomizer and cut into pieces and reshape it. Not otherwise.
Do we have any more questions regarding some meditation problems or meditation issues? I have received an email yesterday from Camille about, with some questions. But from some previous meetings with you, Bhante, but I didn't read it through because yesterday there were enough questions. But maybe for tomorrow I will prepare some from the email. But for today I didn't prepare it. So if in case there are no more questions, maybe we can spare the time and go meditate or save your time, Bhante. So it doesn't have to take an hour if there are no questions, right? Or what do you say?
I'm ready. We can stop if there are no questions. This is the last chance. Yeah. If you're having, please raise the hand. We'll sum up the session and we can talk.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you everybody for participating. Again, we had some nice questions and answers. This time already recorded, so people can watch it also later. If we will meet every day like this, so if some more questions pop up during your day, you can come tomorrow or the day after tomorrow and ask them. And I'm very glad that Bhante is offering his knowledge and his time for us, and that he shares his time with us here in this Zoom space. So thank you, Bhante, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Bhante.